Our devotion for today will be found in the book of Job, chapter 38. I'm going to begin reading at verse 1. The Bible says, Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, Who is this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare, if thou hast understanding. Job has heard some counsel and advice from his friends. Job had his own thoughts about what was going on in his life, but now God is going to speak. One of the things that we need to understand from this passage is that the counsel of God far exceeds any other counsel. God's counsel comes from a place of omniscience, which means he is an all-knowing God. God's counsel comes from a place of absolute holiness. He is perfection. The Bible says that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all, in 1 John 1:5. God's counsel is never skewed by opinions or speculations. It will never be altered by the latest fads or trends. He is immutable, which means he changes not, and he is not tainted by deception or by sin. He is God, and his counsel is truth without exception. Notice that God asked a question of Job. He says, Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Man thinks too highly of his own opinion. It is as if man believes himself to be so smart that he can arrive at the perfect conclusion about everything on every subject by himself. But God says that we do not have that ability. God is from the beginning. He is the one that set the foundations in place. In him do all things consist. He sits on the throne of the universe, and it is all under his control. Anything that could be learned, God already knows it. We would have neither the ability nor knowledge to create the universe, but we believe ourselves to be so intelligent. We are puffed up in ourselves. The problem here in this passage is not that that man is looking for some type of an answer to the problems that he's facing. We certainly should do that. The problem is that they were looking in the wrong location. We're coming to our own conclusions instead of looking to God. Let us follow the instructions of these verses. In Psalm 121, in verse 1 and 2, the Bible says, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. In Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 16, the Bible says, Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. In Psalm 1 and verses 1 and 2, the Bible says, Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. As we navigate through this world, let us seek the counsel of the Lord. He will lead us in the paths of righteousness. Think on these things.